Make no mistake about it, the boycott of the Disney empire by Southern Baptists is a grassroots movement. It has arisen out of the indignation and the outrage of millions of Southern Baptists in their local churches and communities as they have increasingly come to understand that the Disney of Walt Disney is no more. A former ally and trusted friend in the struggle for wholesome family values and wholesome entertainment has sprinted over to the other side. They've joined the politically correct and the morally challenged. Disney's agenda is a Christian bashing, family bashing, pro-homosexual agenda. And the boycott by the convention, voted by the messengers, is a result of a rising tide that is going to become a tidal wave that will engulf the tragic kingdom. This boycott will work because it has been supported and demanded by millions of Southern Baptists and other Christians who are outraged that Disney has moved in the direction that it has. Southern Baptists understand that we can no longer trust Disney. Disney is the same as any other entertainment conglomerate in the secular world. Perhaps it's even worse, because they are the custodians and the guardians of the powerful emotional images that we grew up with. Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, the Magic Kingdom. And so our guard is often down. And we have not inspected Disney's product the way we have inspected other products before we allow our children to see them. But we've come to understand that the current guardians of Mickey Mouse have increasingly turned a mouse into a rat.
Boycott Disney. That's a strange request coming from the head of one of the largest pro-family organizations in America. But it's a valid request, and it's a valid boycott. Disney, we grew up knowing them, you know, as a pro-family, fun, entertainment company. They're no longer there. They've become an anti-Christian, anti-family, pro-homosexual organization. As you shall soon see, there's good reason for boycotting Disney.
We are joining the boycott as of today. Now, Disney is a very big corporation, and they own all kinds of stuff. We have to get it down to some kind of bite that we can chew, and you're suggesting, Tom, that we boycott everything with the Disney name. As Christians, we are called to be respectful to every member of the human family, including those with whom we disagree. We are not name-calling. We're not attempting to wound or hurt people who happen to be homosexual or lesbian. We're talking about an agenda of a movement, and that we must oppose because it is anti-Christian from the top to the bottom. Families can't trust Disney.
Why boycott the Disney company? We'll give you a detailed answer to that question next in the American Family Association special, A Just Cause, the Disney Boycott.
This is an arrogant company, and their opinion is that they are so large, so big, so powerful, that they can't be touched.
On bad days, they contemptuously gave us the back of their hand. They don't think the Southern Baptists are significant.
What they're wanting us to do is to simply look at tolerance as the supreme ethic of this generation.
And when Disneyland brings people in drag, men and women French kissing in front of the boys and girls at Disneyland, it's hard for us to take families there when Disneyland is pushing the homosexual lifestyle.
Now, don't forget, my dear, the old queen's a sly one, full of witchcraft. So beware the strangers.
Don't worry. I'll be all right.
In the 20s, Mickey Mouse, formerly Steamboat Willie, made his debut. In the 40s, Disney released the Italian classic Pinocchio. In the 50s, the steel and concrete Never Never Land called Disneyland opened in Anaheim, California. This was the road Disney took us down in years gone by. America's families couldn't have felt safer. But then, Disney took a wrong turn. Disney extended insurance benefits to the live-in partners of homosexual employees. Disney allowed homosexual celebrations in their theme parks. Disney signed an occultic rock band to a Disney record label. Disney-owned ABC led the TV networks in the number of prime-time gay characters. Disney helped underwrite a benefit for the National Gay and Lesbian Task Force. Homosexuality, violence, anti-Christian themes, profanity, obscenity, incest, graphic sex, drug use. Today, the entertainment giant has turned its back on the traditional values which have served as the foundation of our society. Their anti-family actions have spoken louder than its corporate image and cartoon logos. Those actions are causing more and more groups to say enough is enough.
The Assemblies of God announced today they were boycotting the Walt Disney Company.
Church of the Nazarene sent Disney the letter this week.
Catholics United for the Faith Incorporated announced.
Yesterday, the International Church of the Foursquare Gospel expressed concern over Disney's...
Also boycotting the Walt Disney Company is the Catholic League.
Resolution to closely monitor the Disney Company, the Church of God of Cleveland, Tennessee, claimed the Walt Disney Company...
That truth became even more evident when in June of this year, the nation's largest Protestant denomination, the Southern Baptists, voted to join the boycott.
All right, if you approve of resolution number 2 on moral stewardship and the Disney Company, would you please lift your ballots? Thank you, lower them. If you disapprove this resolution, would you please lift your ballots? And the affirmative has it, and resolution number 2 on moral stewardship and the Disney Company is passed.
Now I have some good news and I have some bad news. The good news is that on good days, the Disney Corporation ignored us. On bad days, they contemptuously gave us the back of their hand. They don't think that Southern Baptists are significant. I suspect that tomorrow, when you vote to refrain from giving of your resources to any of Disney's enterprises, that in the next 12 months, Disney's going to find out just how many regiments and just how many divisions of godly people Southern Baptists have.
And Disney's response to the Southern Baptist boycott?
The Walt Disney Company released a brief statement concerning the recently announced boycott. Quote, "We are proud that the Disney brand creates more family entertainment of every kind than anyone else in the world. We plan to continue our leadership role, and in fact, we will increase production of family entertainment." End quote.
Orlando's gay and lesbian community calls it history in the making. Gay Days kicks off this weekend, and for the first time, an area theme park is recognizing the event. Is it acceptance or simply a business decision? Some say it's a step closer to acceptance.
I think the impact and the expansion of the Gay Days events from 1 to 3 major theme parks in Central Florida really shows the positive impact of the gay dollar on Central Florida businesses and our local community.
For 7 years now, the first weekend in June has been known as Gay Day at the Magic Kingdom.
So what do you think about Disney opening the park for Gay Day?
I think it's wonderful, and we've got a really good showing as well, so that's fantastic.
There's always a lot of folks out here. What about, though, there's some people who aren't too happy about that. What about those folks?
Well, I think that there should have been some announcements out front that it was Gay Day in case people with their kids don't want them to be around us, so that'd be fun. Mm-hmm. But there wasn't anything announced out front. If you knew about it, then you knew, but a lot of people didn't.
You are a family of more than 500 million guests. As Roy Disney said on opening day